When you spend your whole life waiting for someone to see you, you start to believe you're invisible. I used to think that if I worked harder, smiled brighter, achieved more, someone would finally look up and say, "We're proud of you, Quinn." But that moment never came. Not once. My heels echoed through the marble lobby that night, the sound sharp and hollow, like applause in an empty room. 14 hours of work behind me. Another record campaign. Another client crying tears of gratitude. I'd earned a bonus big enough to buy a new car, or maybe a new life. Yet when the elevator doors closed, all I could see in the mirrored walls was a woman wearing exhaustion like perfume. 32 years old today. Senior executive. Alone, when I unlocked my apartment, the smell of sugar hit me. The cake I bought myself that morning sat on the table, a single candle in the middle, like a joke told at my expense. I lit it, watched the wax pool, and whispered to the silence, "Happy birthday to me." That's when I did something stupid. I opened Facebook. There they were, my family. My brother, champagne glass raised high. My father's hand on his shoulder, pride glowing in his eyes. My mother smiling like she'd won the lottery. A banner behind them, "Congratulations, Miles." My birthday. My family. Celebrating him. Again, the old memories hit like broken glass. Me at 11, waiting alone at a restaurant while my cake melted, because they lost track of time at my brother's debate. 17, sent to grandma's so they could tour Yale with him. My college graduation, hijacked by his engagement announcement. Every milestone of mine erased by one of his. I told myself I was over it. That I didn't care. But sitting there, the glow of their celebration bleeding from my laptop screen, something inside me cracked. Then my phone rang. Mom, for one stupid second, hope flickered. Maybe she remembered. "Quinn, darling," she chirped. "I need a favor. Could you help plan Miles and Jessica's anniversary next month? You're so good with details." I looked at the clock. Midnight. My birthday was over, Mom, I said quietly. Today was my birthday. A pause. Then, oh, honey, with Miles's big promotion, it must have slipped our minds. Slipped. Like it was a minor thing. Like it wasn't the story of my entire life. I stared at my laptop again, the email from work still open. Bonus, $82,000. For the first time, I felt the earth shift under my feet. "Don't worry about it, Mom," I said. I finally understand what's important to this family. And I did. 4 days later, I accidentally saw a group chat I wasn't supposed to. My mother had added me by mistake. The messages were all about Miles's anniversary. My father wrote, "Quinn should contribute significantly. 20,000 at least." My mother replied, "She just got that big bonus. Time she supports the family for once." Supports the family. As if I hadn't spent my whole life doing exactly that. Quietly, invisibly. I closed the chat, the words burning holes in my chest. At work, my boss praised me for saving a multimillion-dollar account. My colleague Jennifer hugged me. "See," she said. "Someone finally sees how good you are." But even then, my phone kept buzzing. Miles. Mom. Dad. All wanting favors. All taking. Never giving. That night, I sat with Mrs. Bennett, my 84-year-old neighbor who'd become more family to me than my own. We shared cookies and stories like we always did. When I told her everything, she just smiled sadly and said, "Some parents never see their children clearly, dear. They only see their reflection." Her words followed me home like a ghost. The weekend came, and with it, the family dinner. Their mansion rose over the lake, every inch of it screaming money and legacy. Inside, My mother fussed with flowers while my father poured scotch. Miles and his wife looked perfect. As always, dinner was mechanical, my father narrating Miles's greatness while my mother nodded on cue. When dessert arrived, so did my moment. Quinn, my father said. We need to discuss your contribution to the anniversary celebration. 20,000 should do it. I can't, I said. The room went still. Excuse me. I can't contribute $20,000, I repeated. I have other plans. My mother blinked. After everything we've done for you. What exactly have you done for me? I asked. My father stood, his authority filling the room. I will not tolerate ingratitude. Your brother is the real success here. The least you can do is support him. There it was. The truth I'd been choking on for years. I stood. My knees shook, but my voice didn't. Then I guess I'm done being the least. And I walked out. In my car. I couldn't stop shaking. But it wasn't fear, it was release. For the first time in my life, I'd chosen myself. Days turned to weeks. My parents called non-stop. I stopped answering. My father even showed up at my office, trying to guilt me in front of my co-workers. I didn't cave. Not this time. One afternoon, I sat in a cafe, watching strangers celebrate a birthday with laughter and love. That's when I opened my laptop and typed, Lakefront Property, Michigan. There it was, a house. 4 bedrooms. A deck facing the water. Quiet. Private. Mine. 2 weeks later, I stood on that deck, wind in my hair, lake glimmering like liquid silver. I'll take it, I told the realtor. For once, I didn't ask for permission. Mrs. Bennett came with me to sign the papers. She held my hand and whispered, sometimes, we have to build our own sanctuary. And that's exactly what I did. Weekends became about repainting walls, planting flowers, filling the rooms with laughter and music instead of silence. I framed my achievements, not to brag, but to remind myself that I existed. That I mattered. When I finally threw my first housewarming, I invited Jennifer, my co-workers, Mrs. Bennett. Not my family. For once, I chose people who actually chose me. That night, I sat on the deck, barefoot, glass of wine in hand, watching the sunset stain the water gold. I took a photo, just me, my lake, my peace, and posted it with the caption, Weekend at my new lake house. Birthday gift to myself. A few minutes later, my phone exploded, calls, texts, notifications. My mother. My brother. All demanding explanations. I set the phone face down and smiled. Not today. For the first time, the silence wasn't lonely. It was mine, and as the sky deepened into indigo and the stars blinked awake, I realized something. Sometimes, choosing yourself doesn't mean cutting others off. It means refusing to keep bleeding for people who never learned how to love you back. This peace, this lake, this life, wasn't revenge. It was reclamation. My name is Quinn. And this year, I finally celebrated my own birthday.